Hi everybody, just making sure we are good to go. All you're going to need today is a mat and some light weights. We're going to be doing some upper body and core today. Okay, awesome. So light weights, I'm probably going to grab 5 maybe, because we're going to do things for 50 seconds, so it's a long time. We're only going to do 2 rounds, so nothing too crazy. But then we also have some abs. We're going to go right from one to the other, do a full round of everything once, and then take a break, and then start from the top. So that's our plan. You can always have multiple size weights available to you. You can always change them out. But always better to pick something that you know that you can do. You can be in control the whole time, and you make the decision of what your body does. The weights don't make the decisions. So I'm just going to stick those out to the side. Hopefully we have some water. Hi, my name is Jen. I don't think I ever introduced myself. My name is Jen. We're going to spend the next half hour together. 5-minute warm up, 5-minute cool down, 20-minute workout. You can either do this once, you can do it twice, you can add on to a workout that you're already doing, or you can just use it for a way to get the workout in on a day that you're really crunched for time. So that's our plan. Let's start out with just rolling those shoulders back. So we're going to go through some of these upper body exercises that we are going to do in class and switch directions. All right, so we're just gonna bring those arms up and bring them down. So nice and easy. We're doing a very nice little like flowy, like butterfly kind of motion now. When we do them with the weights, we're gonna do them either together or separate, as in like literally one arm at a time and then switching. But we're gonna make sure that we're coming up and going back down. So if your arms are compromised in some way, you have a rotator cuff injury or something, you only get to this height on this arm, but you can get to this height on this arm, totally fine. Guess what? We're going to stop where we can do both arms together. So just a couple more. Then we're going to lean forward into the same motion. We're going to do a nice fluid motion here first. And then we're going to make it a little bit more stable. And you can do one arm and the other arm totally fine. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to go here. We're not doing this exercise today, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that exercise today. If we do an exercise that you're not comfortable with, you can change it out. So I'm going to do one arm and then the other arm. So the same thing, if one arm can go to here, and the other arm can go to here, we're stopping here. Totally fine. And let's keep those elbows in and open and close. Just working that shoulder, working those arms. Let's tuck those arms back and let's do some tricep kickbacks. So we're going to do some dips in class. We're going to do them on the ground. However, you can do them on a bench or a step. But if you're not into doing the dips today, this is going to be the alternative. So you're going to have the weights in your hands. You're going to kick it back. Straight up. See how my elbows are not down here. They're tucked up, tucked back, kicked back. And I can do one at a time. So this is my alternative to those tricep kickbacks. Alternatives to the dips are my tricep kickbacks. All right, let's come down to the ground. And let's just kick one foot back and then the other. So we're not really doing so much lower body today. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to add in that lower body when we're going to do our abs. Because guess what? Our abs and our core are connected to our legs. So and let's kick up to the ceiling. So you can be on your hands here. You can be on your fists here. Or you can take a weight and grab onto them, and you have a nice neutral wrist here. Big thing is that you're making sure that those weights aren't going to rock out from underneath you. So if they're more circle versus hex, you might run into some problems. So let's come to the side. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's bring those legs out in front. I'm just going to do a little sit back. Come up. Just kind of activate that core a little bit. So we have lateral raises. We have wide rows. We have dips. We have bird dog. Crunches, planks, Russian twists, and reverse crunches. That's our plan. 8 exercises, 50 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Next time you come back, hold it here. At any point in time, you can change out what we're doing to something that you'd rather do, totally fine, but I would like you to stay in that general idea. So if you didn't want to do dips, do another tricep exercise. If you didn't want to do a crunch, do another core exercise. Totally fine to modify and to change it up, but maybe you don't do squats instead of planks, something like that. All right, so let's roll it on up. Let's stand on up. If you want to stay kneeling or you do want to sit in for these parts that we're doing for the upper body, totally fine, totally can. And we're going to start with our lateral raises first. So bring those arms up and back down. You can also have those elbows tucked in and you can chicken wing it if your weights are getting heavy. So total options for you too. All right, so we're going to start our first round in 2 and 1 and up. So there's this exercise called partial laterals, which is down here. It really burns out those arms. So if you don't feel like you can really do that full range of motion, here, it's a lot. So you're going to definitely feel it. And totally fine, one at a time. It's 50 seconds. Already sweating down here. I'm sure you're sweating where you are too. It's summertime. Much rather you take a break than push through it and do something wrong if you feel like you're doing something wrong. All right, and rest. So wide rows are next. So for those, you can do a couple different things. You can lean over and you can row here. You can stand up, you can row here. You could even row here. So totally fine. All I need is you have a nice wide stance. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do underarm here. So here, this is my version of the row for today. What's yours? Either way, my back is straight. I have a little bit of a bend in my knees. My elbows are tracking in a nice straight line. In this particular case, just tracking straight back. And I'm breathing. But I'm going to have to turn that fan on. I hate doing it, but I have to. $15 more seconds here. And we're going to go into those dips. All right, release that. Come on down to the ground or to your bench, whatever you got. And so I'm just going to have my legs out in front of me. I can have them straight. I can have them bent. Totally my decision based on how intense I want those dips to be. And my arms are the things that are moving. I'm bending at the elbows. My lower body is going along for the ride. I'm not bending at the knees. So I'm here, I'm going down. I'm not doing this. It's with the arms. If I want to make it easier, the legs come in. If I want to make it harder, the legs go out. So you decide what you want to do. If you have dip bars, totally can use those. I like using the side of a couch or my stairs. Picnic table. 15 more seconds. We're going to stay here on the ground. Alright, we're going to roll over and we're going to come into our bird dog. You can do these bird dogs on your knees. You can do them on your toes. I'm going to do them on my knees just because of the space I have. I'm going to hit this. I know because I've done it before. alternating, opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, so right here and back down. You can hold it for a couple seconds and then come back in. That's what I would recommend. And really squeezing everything up nice and high, squeezing those glutes nice straight back. This is kind of our transition exercise from upper body to core. Alright, flipping it all over, we have just regular old crunches. Hands across the chest or behind the head. 50 seconds of crunches. 2, 1. Crunch it on up. Saying I find crunches even harder than sit-ups because I have no rest here. It's time under tension the whole time. I'm not pulling that head. Flipping on over, planks, on the forearms, bent knees, straight legs. You decide what variation you want to do. And if you ever have questions about what works best for you, let us know. We can help you out outside of the class. A little one-on-one. And hold. Speaking of that, we have a masterclass series that we're starting for the summer. The first one is Wednesday with Alex. What's going to happen is he's going to do a workout with you all, and then he's going to be around for questions after. So we do the workout, everything's fine and dandy. We're on Zoom, we can see each other, everything's great. And then he's around for about 10 or 15 minutes for questions about, hey, I saw you asked the trainer about calories, I have a question about that. Hey, I noticed when we did this exercise, you did this modification. Is it okay if I do that modification? Something like that. So really giving a chance to do this one-on-one connection of within a class format. So you have the class, you can come to the class, you can just watch the class, totally up to you, and then we have that time after. And release it down. Alright, Russian twist is next. So that is on Wednesday of next week, so take a look at Slack or Facebook for the information about that. I'm going to try to do 1 month. So first up is Alex. Love to have you come. Alright, lean back and twist. So, feet on the ground, feet in the air. If you wanted to have a weight, you could. I would always suggest doing it without the weight first, making sure that you are 100% in the exercise, and then making that transition to having those feet up. If you still feel like you need to add something, 100% then add something. But if you feel like you're struggling, put those feet down, sit up a little taller, make sure you have that back straight, your shoulders are back and down, you're not holding your breath, all that stuff. And then you can add on. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our last exercise before our break, our reverse crunches. So we're going to scooch down here, and I'm just going to lift those hips into the air and do a reverse crunch. Alright, so bringing those legs up and back down. I'm not swinging them, I'm in control. And if this isn't a little too easy, you can definitely do a lower leg raise knock your water over, and do a reverse crunch together in the same exercise. Options, options. But notice I'm not getting momentum. I'm doing the exercise, I'm stopping. I'm doing the exercise, and I'm stopping. Three, two, one, relax. Okay, so we have a minute and 20 seconds here. We have the 20 seconds for our break, and then we have a minute to get yourself situated, change any weights out, grab some water, all that jazz. We have one more time through. Same idea, same exercises. How are you going to change them if you want to change them? What is going to be your focus for the second half? Is it, okay, I got these exercises down, I feel comfortable. The second round, I'm really going to concentrate on making sure my back is straight. Whatever it happens to be, always go in with a plan. Even if it's, I just want to make sure I'm breathing. That's the plan too, so it doesn't have to be anything crazy. We are starting in 30 seconds. We're going to start with those lateral raises. I think I'm just going to stay kneeling. Why not? But definitely can sit up in a chair that has back support. I would do something like a couch only because chances of your hips staying on you is decently high, but if you have a dining chair and have back support, totally fine. And if you feel like you need to sit back on your heels to get that back support, you do what you need to do. But maybe you drop that weight. You'll know the difference between I need to drop that weight because my form is off, or I need to drop that weight because it's too heavy all the time, or I'm making mistakes. You'll know. Ten more seconds. All right, then we have that wide row. You can either do the same thing you did the last time or change it up. Five seconds. Today's actually a perfect example of exercise that you can do. Let's say you sprain your ankle. You go on an amazing hike. Things are awesome. On the way down, you twist your ankle. Dang it, I hate when that happens. You're resting, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, you're icing. But it's a couple days later, and you really want to exercise, but you don't feel stable in that ankle, and you want to rest more, which is totally valid. You should 100% listen to your body. But something like this, you could very easily, I'm kneeling, I'm not using my ankle here. Three, two, and rest. Okay. We have dips. Two, one, and in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Bird dogs. Instead of bringing that arm and leg down, you can come and tap it in the middle. A knee to elbow type thing, variation, if you want. Right. 20 seconds. And relax. All right, last 4 exercises. We're going to start out with that crunch. Take a little breather here. 2, 1, crunch it on out. We only have a few more minutes of work left. We're squeezing that core down and in. Ten seconds. 2, 1, plank. We have 17 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those knees. Russian twists. We're just going to stay here on the ground after our last 2 exercises so we can do our stretching down here. Alright, lower back. You decide the depth that you want to lay back. Make sure you're twisting the torso and your arms are going along for the ride. You are not moving the arms along. We'll put their arms across the chest so they see how far their elbow goes to the side and do that for a measure, because it's a lot harder to move your arms if they're glued to your side. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise, reverse crunch. my hands behind my head just because I have a ponytail, but you can definitely put your hands down by your side here. This is exercise. Like you're trying to hit your toe on the ceiling. $20 seconds. Drop those knees to one side and look over the other direction. So we're doing a nice final twist here. Back to the center. Release and switch it on up. Turn on my side. I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to do some big circles from that shoulder. And switch direction. And that arm, and open up behind me, stretching out that chest. And then go up a little bit at an angle. Down a little bit at an angle. Release, roll it over. Other side. Circles first. Switch direction. Open that arm up behind. A little bit up angle. A little bit down angle. Release. Roll onto the belly. Turn that head to the side. Through center to the other side. Through center, push back, tuck those toes under, standing on up, letting that upper body just sway, move those arms around and about, and then we're going to roll up nice and slow, and then come to the top and do a nice tricep stretch with one arm. And switch to the other arm. And release. We are good to go for today. Thanks for coming today. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next Friday, and I'd love to see you at the masterclass with Alex on Wednesday. So, have a great weekend.